chili duck dumplings, hand-rolled, and with black vinegar and soy.
I'm good. I'll wait for the next round.
No worries.
I have no idea what it is. I'm eating it.
I saw you on the Gmail.
Yeah. Sorry.
So this is an Australian scampi roe caviar. It's only 100 kilos a year made. It's made here at our kitchens in Brisbane. It is literally just eggs and salt. The 3 different colours are 3 different species. So it's a naturally blue colour, and it's like diving into the ocean.
What are they?
Chili duck dumplings, hand-rolled, and with black vinegar and soy.
I'm good. I'll wait for the next round.
No worries.
I have no idea what it is. I'm eating it.
I saw you on the Gmail.
Yeah. Sorry.
My pleasure to have you here to unveil tonight the Aventador S. We have here tonight some special guests as well from Unveiling the Aventador. Laura Jusky is here somewhere, and also she's the development manager for Asia Pacific, and we also have Andrea Ruggiero, who is the area manager for Oceania as well. So I'll let him to explain to you about this beautiful product. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Andrea.
Thanks. Thanks for the introduction. Good evening, buonasera a tutti. Andrea Ruggiero, responsible for Oceania. I'm going to move here in Australia in the next month to be resident here in Australia, based in Sydney. Today we are here for the Aventador S. The Aventador S, I would like to start talking about the Aventador. The Aventador that launched in 2011 has been one of the most successful V12 cylinder model in the history of Lamborghini. Because right now that we are at the stage delivering the last batch of cars, we have already achieved more than 6,000 cars starting from its presentation. But this is just a part of the continuously growing history of automobile Lamborghini on the flagship car of the 12-cylinder. Because you can see that already during the first 5 years, starting from its introduction in the market, we produced more than 5,000 cars, and in 5 years we have done more numbers than what, for example, Murcielago they have done, the predecessor of Aventador, they have done in 10 years. So you can understand the confirmation of the value and how important it is for us this car. You can see that it's constantly growing, the V12 engine starting from the beginning of the history, but starting really from the Miura that was the the first real super sports car. What are the reasons of this success? Aventador is the pure Lamborghini. It's the pure Lamborghini thanks to the iconic design, the V12 engine, the state-of-the-art of the engine in the automotive industry, but as well also is strictly linked to the super sports car concept. Back into the beginning of the 60s, what was introduced in Lamborghini by the Miura. It's not only a pure Lamborghini, but was a combination of manifesto. Manifesto means the advertising of the technical solution of the future. In 2011, when the car was introduced, was representing the technical solution like the monocoque in carbon fiber, the four-wheel drive system, and the push-rod suspension. Altogether, this element made unique and so special the Aventador, making this car like similar to an hypercar. So, those are the main element of what we are doing with the Aventador. Now we are here for the Aventador S. First of all, doing this kind of job since it was already kind of legend for Lamborghini, but also in the automotive industry, the Aventador, the Lamborghini team, the research and development, and all the team together, they decided to challenge themselves to improve a car that was already pretty good. And it's also up to you for this car to dare your ego, to find out your superior self. But why the name? I would like to start from the name that is Aventador S. S is something that is linked also to the history of Lamborghini. It's the name, the letter in the naming that was used for the cars, to similar cars with a better performance. Famous car like the Miura in the 60s, in the 70s with the Countach, the famous and well-known product of Lamborghini history, but also for some cars that are less known, but part of the history as well, like the Islero and Dura. Not only the name, so what are the main pillars that they work about to improve this car? Starting from the design. The design was already the iconic design, so it was important not to change it. There was no idea in Lamborghini to change completely the design because it was already a success, but just to improve the design that we had on the car. And you know, this is a good example like we have in the automotive industry. Other brands, other model, when they are right with the design, they start to improve the design step by step and not changing. As well, they work about the engine, the powertrain, enhancing all the performance of the powertrain. And as well, one of the main pillars you will see is focusing on the emotional part of the driving. But talking about the design, so I told you, we keep a similar design, but improving where we need it. But now it's time to leave, to listen a few words from our chief designer. That they hear you have something. Listen.
The new Aventador S is a clear statement. This car is ready for the future. It is a true icon. When you see the car on the street, it is having this superb proportion. Our Lamborghinis have this special relation between the width and the height of the car. And the Aventador is representing this perfectly. We were taking the inspiration out of the animals, and the front idea is coming out of the strong image of venomous snakes. So we have created a complete new front end. All the lines are much more connected with a hexagonal style, but most important is really this aggressive look of the front with the two teeth that we have designed in the front of the car. For us, Vincenzo Stile, the Aventador is one of the most important cars. It's the pinnacle car of Lamborghini, and this car is defining our Lamborghini design DNA. So altogether, we are really convinced that this car is now the right move for the Aventador for the future.
This was Miki, our chief designer at Automobili Lamborghini, that was describing for sure better than me what we have done in terms of the design. I would like to underline what he told anyway. So starting from an example, the inspiration from the wild animal world. You can see in the front recalling the teeth of the snake, the side front, the nose of the sharks. So something that is existing in the nature. But now I want to introduce also what are the change of the design that I told you. Don't expect to see completely different, but expect to see a refinishing, a refining design. So here the elements that are changing, maybe working about stretching the line, having a more horizontal silhouette, wider, flatter, with a completely different also aerodynamic. This is the front. And you can see this is the result. Starting from the Aventador to the Aventador S. You can recognize already now the teeth of the snake. And as well similar also to the fin of the shark. Then, here, the Aventador, but how does it work, the design, the new design? We clean many elements to have a more linear design, but as well recalling also something that is linked to our history. Again, like the name of the S, again also the line. The line, for example, the real wheel arch is recalling what we have on the Countach, and as well also the fixed air intake at the back, similar to the Countach. Everything together for a more linear design, and here in the front you can recognize the side similar to the nose of the shark. In the back, again, matching, this is the Aventador, and this is where they work about to redo the line of the car. Again, stretching the line, more horizontal silhouette, the car seems wider and flatter, but also different exhaust pipe with this nice element with a free exhaust pipe, making the Y that is a design element that they're recalling in many parts of the cars. And this is matching properly also the front of the car, so they work on the front, on the back, and on the side, but not changing the car, just refining the design. But the design, as usually we tell, is not just there for an aesthetic reason. There is also a result in terms of performance. The new front bumper, the new front lip, the design helps in terms of downforce. As well, the rear wing with the 3 different positions is increasing the downforce. But also we have a new air duct in the front, blowing the air through the front wheel and having the effect also of blowing the air in the back air intake. As well, we have also some small flaps underneath in the front tire, on the front wheel, and in the back wheel, just for a perfect braking cooling effect. And the engine. So first we talk about the design. Now we move to the engine. The engine, we enhance the engine plus 40 horsepower for a total achievement of 640 horsepower, higher torque at higher revs. This is at the moment, and keeping the naturally aspirated engine. That is the state of the art for Lamborghini and for kind of example of a V12. It's not only the power, it's not only about the engine, but it's the powertrain altogether. So working also about the gearbox. The gearbox, yes, Lamborghini, we stick to the single clutch. To the single clutch because for us it's the best solution in terms of dimension, size, and packaging, and saving the weight at the same time. But for sure we improve changing the gear strategy, having at the same time more sportiness feeling, but as well more comfort. But it's again a single clutch with a 7 speeds. And then emotional to drive. But how to achieve the emotion driving the car? Because this is the third key elements of the new Aventador S. We have now is 4 the magic number, because we work about 4 masterpieces. We have a 4-wheel steering for this car, 4 active suspension, 4-wheel drive, and 4 driving mode. That is the new one, that is the Ego mode. Starting from the 4-wheel steering, the first time in a Lamborghini that we have the 4-wheel steering, working together with the dynamic steering. But how do they work? Because they have 2 different ways to work together. So we have at low speed, they work in the opposite way, the front and the back wheel. Together with the dynamic steering, having a much more direct steering ratio, this is the best increasing the agility. But and the final output is like having like shortening the virtual wheelbase. But as well, at high speed, you have the 4-wheel steering that they are working in parallel in the same direction. So high speed, increasing the stability, and what is the effect? That it seems that is lengthening the virtual wheelbase. As well, on the steering wheel, you will have less direct steering ratio. That is nicer when you drive because it seems that you are drifting all the time, but the car is in line and approaching properly the bend. Then, the active suspension is the magneto here in this car, that they are reacting in real time with the variable damping. This setup is done to increase the sportiness from one side and the comfort on the other side. As well, the four-wheel drive working, it's an active torque working together with the focus in the back of the car, but depending by the driving mode and the driving condition. Mainly starting from heavy and active torque from 60% in the back until a maximum of 90. Everything is focused to the emotion to drive. And then a great job is done by the new Pirelli P0 developed for this car, enhancing in 360 degrees the performance of the car, starting from the lateral grip, the traction, the braking performance, the steering response, all together. So all the innovation that we put in this car are enhanced by also the new tires. And then you have Strada, Sport and Corsa, the driving mode that maybe most of you know already, but we have the fourth one. Because now you have the ego mode, so you can set up your own driving mode. How can it be possible? Because of engine, steering, and suspension, you can set up independently Strada, Sport and Corsa. Once you do this, the result is that you will have your ego mode, your own driving mode. This is a recap of the four masterpieces, but what is the brain behind this system? We have the Lamborghini Dinamica Veicolo Attiva. It's a kind of active, this is the Italian words, but it's active vehicle dynamic developed by Lamborghini. This is the real translation. And here you see, it's the brain of the car that is working in real time, creating the best setups in each condition. They work for the vertical, the longitudinal and lateral vehicle aerodynamics, control in the lateral by the dynamic steering and the four-wheel steering, for the vertical control by the suspension and the aerodynamics, for the longitudinal control by the four-wheel drive and the traction control as well. And what inside? Inside you will have a new cluster displaying the different driving mode depending by the setup that you define, and as well the car is now available with the Apple CarPlay and with the telemetry system. The overall achievement is 640 horsepower, but we talked already about it. We have a 690 as a maximum torque that is running at high revs as well compared to the previous one. And then 0 to 100, 2.9 seconds. But the big improvement is the 0 to 200, 8.8 seconds, that is 0.1 second less compared to the previous one, and the 0 to 300, that is 24 second point 2, that is 0.3 second less than the previous car. 350 top speed. And this is the overall achievement, but as well it's interesting to see also the weight to power ratio, so the kilo per horsepower, 2.13. This was the problem. Happy to see what was on the car, but now it's time to disclose it.
I'm gonna need to change to this instead of the Performante, mate. The sound is so good, eh? The noise.
Maybe.
Are you gonna get it?
Yeah.
You're getting this one?
Maybe.
Oh. I've ordered the Performante.
Yeah.
But maybe I need this.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, very fast.
Yeah. We can race.
But this is an option. Yeah,
This is standard.
option.
Standard.
Standard.
somebody come in.